Which products are preferable to launch on Amazon? Today, Merzik and I, in a glorious team, will provide an answer to this long-awaited question, which I frequently hear in our mastermind group. Expensive or cheap products? What's better? Beginners usually advise to choose products from a specific price range. For instance, from $20 to $50. Why do they state that? Firstly, if the item is sold for over $50, then, consequently, it will also have a price of $10 or higher in acquisition. Accordingly, much more money will be needed for procurement, and not all beginners have these funds completely until they have created their own Amazon business that generates cash flow. And items priced under €20, $20 or €20, there is typically a disparity in the quantities of dollars or euros per product, ranging from $3 to $4, and if you allocate $2 or $3 to advertising, you will generate a profit of $1, thus the profit margin can be quite minimal. And there is only significance if you engage in a truly substantial amount. For instance, if you vend certain brushes for felines over there, or nail clippers, or a $50 tree for felines to ascend and hone their claws, you can create a meaningful impact and cater to the needs of cat owners. This is, as usual, a strategy for newbies. How to promote them, and all the rest. I've never implemented these strategies, but I reached my conclusions accordingly. Many who adhere to this strategy have only launched one product there in a period of 3 years, or the same product 3 times, or 2 or 3 products, one of which is profitable, one breaks even, and one operates at a loss. Well, roughly speaking, there are a lot of people I know who followed this strategy and didn't become millionaires. Is it possible to sell products beyond these limits? Yes, it is. I personally offer products starting at $3.99. Even with a $3.99 product, I can make a profit of around 70 cents, which translates to a 20% profit margin. This is the minimum profit I can achieve, and it demonstrates the viability of selling products within these price limits. Many products, like consumables, we sell for $5.99, $6.99, $7.99, have a small margin in small dollar products, but in percentage terms, the margin is about 30%, and there you just need to focus on volume, so you can sell cheap products, maybe even need to at first. First of all, what advantage? It's much easier to distribute if you're distributing. They are just much cheaper. Distribute 100 items for $10 each, or distribute 100 items for $1 each. This is already a difference x10 just in expenses. To sell products at a lower price on Vine. To provide compensation to customers who are dissatisfied. Send free goods to individuals who express dissatisfaction. To provide an extraordinary 6-star experience, we surpass expectations by sending 2 items when a customer orders 1, ensuring they receive double the value and an unforgettable shopping experience that exceeds all standards. Many possibilities. Don't tear me apart. That's it. He calmed down too, because he understood the potential in general. How many possibilities when you have a cheap product, as well as just a risk? The cost of a mistake is much lower. Yes, you launched the product, but it didn't sell. You launched 1,000 units for $1. Yes, or even 3,000 units, because you may need to break through more. $3,000. This is still below the quantity of 500 units at a price of $10 each, which amounts to a total of $5,000. Understand? If you have a starting capital of 20,000, you can try launching on Amazon more often if it doesn't work initially. So, dear goods, are there any advantages for beginners in pricey goods at all? I think there are in those niches, which are still largely unexplored, where there is weak competition, and where you can start with a small number of expensive goods. You can commence in a location with 300 units, and in the beginning, you might sell approximately 3 to 4 pieces per day, which would amount to around 100 to 120 pieces per month. This level of sales will be sufficient for you to initiate and place an order for goods, specifically 300 to 400 pieces. If you discover such a niche, that's fantastic. Please begin. But if you discover a niche where you need to sell 3 to 2,000 units per month, and this will be your initial product, then it is exceedingly perilous. I am acquainted with individuals who have mortgaged their apartments in order to obtain funds for shopping on the online marketplace known as Amazon. I know people who started a business, and the first product was, I think, worth $7 or $8 wholesale. They had a container for $43,000, but they didn't sell it. They still don't sell this product. After a period of 4 years, somewhere on the local marketplaces in Ukraine. I am acquainted with individuals who, as I previously mentioned, view my video in which I narrate the story of charcoal powder that detonates for individuals in Lithuania. Launch for $30,000, which also turns into air. I know stories when people launched baby cribs. This is a big, bulky, costly item. Each crib is discounted to $300. Yes, I didn't bring in 4 containers initially, because your container has a maximum capacity of 150 pieces. All of the 600 pieces were delivered in 4 containers just past the cashier area. Firstly, very expensive advertising. Secondly, a lot of returns. But what about when you have a return of furniture, which is big and expensive to ship, and people assemble it there, and many parts may be missing, not returned, broken? You won't notice it, but that's all a minus at once. All returns, it's all garbage. Therefore, expensive goods are very rarely suitable for beginners. Experienced? Yes, recommend. For experienced ones who have a belly like mine. But I won't show it now. There is. For them, okay. And if you are a young beginner nerd, then don't set the bar too high. Begin with something simpler. The primary thing is to commence taking action, not to hesitate. Or as my friend states, excrement, but carry out it. Well, here you are. Piss and do it. With you was Michael Rosenfeld. If you want to learn more, write to me. We will have a one-on-one consultation. I will understand you. If you're an existing entrepreneur, we'll audit for you, and this analysis will bring you tens of thousands of dollars annually. If not, I'll refund the money, guaranteed.